Now you all know that as optometrists we're constantly recommending that people eat healthy for their eyes. Now for the average person that's easier said than done. That's why back in 2015 I started recommending recipe books for my patients, just to make it a little bit easier for them to be able to get healthy, nutritious recipes for them and their families. So with my go-to book now seemingly unavailable, I had to go back to the drawing board and discover something else that I could use. That's why in this video I'm going to be reviewing the new go-to book that I now refer my patients to for healthy, nutritious eye care recipes. Hey, and what is happening? This is Martin Aguzzi. Thank you for joining me, and this is Martin's Eye Tips, and this channel we're all about helping you to see better, see more comfortably, and be less anxious about your eyes. So if that interests you, then please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get reminded every time I release a new video. So the book I'm going to be looking at today is called Eat Right for Your Sight. In this video I'm going to be taking a closer look at what this book is all about. We're going to be looking at who the book is intended for, as well as delving into a bit more about how easy it is to use, and looking at the content in the book, and then I'll be giving you my final thoughts and a conclusion on this product. So this book is pretty unique in the fact that it is really dedicated to recipes that are all about promoting a healthy macula and therefore healthy sight. Now the macula is a critical part of the retina. It's the part that gives you all the detailed vision that we need to see faces and see detail across the road, for example. The leading cause of blindness in Western nations is a condition called age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. So science, and there is good science to suggest that we can influence the outcomes when it comes to delaying the rate of deterioration and the progression of age-related macular degeneration by eating good nutrition and good food that promotes healthy macula. So this book positions itself really as a book that is all about recipes that are rich in the necessary nutrients and vitamins and antioxidants that science has shown to promote this health of the macula and the macular region. Feel free to check out my video in the corner over here just for more details on what exactly macular degeneration is. Now the authors of the book are Jennifer Thompson and Joanne Seddon, MD, who's also a macular specialist, and they seem to have created this book in collaboration with and also with the cooperation of the American Macular Degeneration Foundation, which is an organization, a charitable organization, I believe, designed to educate and help people with resources, who may be living through a macular degeneration, or they may be concerned about macular degeneration. So I'll leave a link to their website in the description box as well, and just to have a look at some of the resources that they've got available on their site. Now on their website, the aim of this book is also quite clearly summarized, so I'll read an extract of that. So the easy part of eating healthy is learning which kinds of food are best. Foods like salmon, egg, corn, blueberries, peppers, leafy green vegetables. The hard part is finding fun, varied and delicious ways to make them a regular part of your diet. Eat Right for Your Sight takes care of that, providing recipes that makes eating healthy a treat. So with that said, who should be buying this book? Now in theory we should all be eating healthy for our eyes, and therefore this book really should have appeal to everybody. But in reality, if you are somebody who is in the higher risk categories for macular degeneration, so if you are over 60 or if you have a family history of it and you are concerned, then really you should be taking extra precautions and really making sure that every meal that you consume is ideally promoting and healthy vision and healthy macula. So this book would be ideal for that type of individual, and we're going to have a look now at what exactly is in this book, what the content is like, and how easy it is to make use of a book like this. Now compared to my previous book that I had back in 2015 and I recommended to numerous patients over the years, this book is I'd say a lot more down to earth in terms of the ingredients used. Generally the recipes as well tend to be a lot more, hearty, down to earth foods and meals that would appeal to a wide range of people. Common complaint that the other book tended to have was that some of the recipes, some of the ingredients rather, were not necessarily widely available in your average supermarket or your local store. So I think the recipes here have quite a broad, wide appeal from that point of view. The book also packs about 88 different recipes that I think are very well organized. And when we look at the index of the book, they're organized into the following categories. So you have small bites, soups, salads, your main courses, your side dishes, your desserts, and then your healthy drinks as well. So I think that's a good broad set of categories there that cover every kind of meal really that you might envisage an average family having, and each category has a good number of recipes as well, so you can potentially really make up a family food timetable that will provide variation over a good several weeks without people feeling like they're repetitively eating the same meals over and over again. Now this book provides some great information about the daily nutrition that we all need to take into account of in order to maintain a healthy macula. And as well as that, it does give us the recommended kind of nutrients and vitamins, as well as the daily recommended allowance of each of these. And that's super helpful when you compare that as well with the nutritional profile that they provide for every recipe in the book. So the nutritional profile of every recipe really just gives you a breakdown of the vitamins and the nutrients in there, and also the estimated amount of that nutrient that you're going to get in that meal. So you can kind of use that to tally up whether you're getting your daily recommended allowance in each meal. And if you're somebody who takes supplements as well, such as macular health supplements, then you can figure out whether between that and the meals that you're eating, whether you are exceeding your daily recommended allowance of any of the essential kind of nutrients. And I think that's where this book has the upper hand really, compared to some of the other books that you may well find on the market, or the previous book that I have been recommending since 2015. So we see the great care that's been taken to make sure that we got a great variety of meals and recipes that allow you to mix and match and make sure that you're hitting all of the essential nutrients, the vitamins, antioxidants that are all essential to the aim of this book, which is to make sure your macula is healthy. Now the other great thing about the recipes in this book is that nothing seems to really need heavy cooking, and that's great because when we're talking about extracting as much nutrition from the food, we want to make sure that we prepare it in a way that the nutritional value of the food is preserved and not removed or stripped out by cooking it too much. So what's not to love about this book? Well, there isn't too much actually, but what I will point out that is, if you are someone who is a meat lover and you must eat meat in every meal, then many of the recipes in this book don't involve meat, but there is a good selection. And you'll also be glad to know that at the beginning of the book has a section titled what to have in your pantry, what to keep in your pantry, and it gives you a list of different things just to keep, just in case, and things that I guess you can use to supplement your meals. And in that list is about 12 different lean meats. So they're certainly not advocating that you remove all meat from your diet. So there's a good selection there, but it's important that it's lean meat as well. Now, having said that, a low meat diet is probably advisory when it comes to eating healthy for your sight anyway. So that's not to say you can't have meat, but keeping it as something that you have occasionally is probably the sensible way to go, and also making sure that meat is lean and quality meat as well. So that's kind of really as much as I say about that, and that's probably about the extent of what I could say that may be negative about this book. So as far as the conclusion goes, this really is a book that I think is a fantastic book, and it's a resource that I now do recommend to my patients when it comes to suggesting recipes and giving them kind of meals that they should be consuming on a regular basis in order to maintain healthy vision and sight. It certainly checks all the boxes in terms of the book itself being convenient and easy to use, being a book that you can kind of reference, come back to over and over again. It's also a handy size. It's convenient for the kitchen. The covers hard wearing enough that if you're using it sensibly, it should last you many years of good regular daily use. So it is a good book, and I'm going to leave a link in the description box of where you can pick the book up from, and you can feel free to check that out, as well as the website for the people involved in creating this book as well. So let me know in the comment section below, do you currently eat healthy for your eyes? Is it something that you're more likely to do now because of this book, and are you going to pick this book up as well? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, I've got plenty more review videos coming up, then subscribe to the channel. Also hit the notification bell as well, so you get reminded every time I release a new video. It also helps the channel out if you share this video so that somebody else can kind of discover this book and also discover eating healthy for their eyes. Until the next video, I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.